Hi guys, it's Cheryl and welcome to my channel. If you are new here, thank you very much for checking me out, and if you are a returning viewer, thank you very much for coming back. So this is my channel. It's kind of a hybrid of a bunch of different kind of videos. My hair looks like a disaster. It would not be a video of mine without me complaining about my hair. So look at it, it looks terrible. Anyways, as I was saying, this is kind of a hybrid channel where I talk about knitting and crocheting and loom knitting and all the yarny goodness, as well as writing and reading and mental health, and I'm basically just doing this channel to chronicleize. I still don't know if that's a word. If it isn't, I made it up. Chronicleize my my life, and so I can look back on it and see different things. So yeah, so today is just a life update. Let me see if I can change this a bit. Today is just a life update video. I haven't been doing any videos recently, kind of like I promised I would. I'm sorry about that. I'll explain in a moment. Right now I'm just knitting. I'm knitting a sweater for my little sweetheart Kendra, who is the little girl I used to babysit, and we talk on the phone every week, and she is the love of my life. She's my little sweetheart, and I'm making a sweater for her. So I was going to make this, if you watch my video like about 2 or 3 videos ago, I started this sweater in a lighter pink. I found out from her mom that she loves bright pink. So I went and bought bright pink. So this is the sweater so far. This is the sweater pattern. It's called crew neck with stitch pattern. It's an old pattern, but I love it. I don't know if you can see very good, but it's got a little pattern right here. So yeah, I'm working on that. And it uses sport weight, so I'm kind of changing a bit with my worsted weight. So I don't buy sport weight. So basically, because at Walmart they don't have sport weight. So I've got worsted weight, and I'm trying. Of course, I'm in the middle of a row again, because I always am when I show you. But it's got this little thing here. It's supposed to be 2 inches, 2.5 inches. And I forgot I was using worsted weight, so it's a bit bigger than what most people would. But this is the bottom. I think it'll look okay. I mean, with sport weight, it'd be about that tall, and it's really that tall. So, I mean, it's not much difference. But it says to do stockinette for 11.5 inches, I think it said. I'm just going to do it for like maybe 10 or so, or 10.5. Just because I might do it for 11.5, because Kendra is quite tall for her age. She's 7 now, and she's quite tall, so we'll kind of see. I'll have to eye it and kind of decide what to do. But right now I'm just doing stockinette. So I'm going to do that while I talk to you. So basically today is just a life update. First of all, a warning here. My tics for my Tourette syndrome are really bad, which is what I'm going to be talking a little bit about today. So if you see me do tics with my mouth or hear noises or my eyes, that is just a tic. I cannot help it. I'm sorry if it looks disgusting or if it looks funny or whatever, but it's the way I am. Speaking of which, whenever I mention my tics, they come more often, which is kind of weird, but it's kind of like when I see somebody do a tic of mine, I automatically have to do it. It's the same with talking about them. It's weird. Anyways, so let's start with the Tourette's, actually, because the last few days, last week or so, until about yesterday, I was having a lot of problems. I go through phases where my tics are worse than normal. And so up until yesterday, for about a week, my tics were really, really bad, to the point where I was doing a tic every probably about 3 or 4 seconds. And it was really frustrating me, and I got a lot of stares, and a lot of people staring at me, and not a lot of comments, a couple comments. I only went out once during that week because I was scared to go out, which, I mean, I know that Tourette's is handled a lot better these days. It's more acceptable. People accept Touretters more often. But the thing is people who don't know me and just see me as I go grocery shopping or something in Merritt don't even know I have Tourette's. So when I sometimes show up and I'm automatically doing tics, they wonder if I'm okay, which is normal. You know, you wonder, like, what the heck's going on? And they ask questions. And last week, I just did not feel like answering the questions, and I didn't feel like having people stare at me and comment, and so I just kind of stayed in the house and let my tics talk. And it was very frustrating for me because, like I said, I was doing really good with my tics. They weren't, how many times can I say the word tics in this episode? Take a drink each time I say tick. No, you might be drunk after. But, yeah, so it was really hard for me because I've been doing really good lately, and it's just the last week or two, it's been getting worse and worse, and I've been worried that, that my meds aren't working anymore as well as they used to, which I think is probably true. I don't really want to increase the dose, though, because, it makes you gain weight, and I know a lot of people who are on the particular meds that I'm on gain a lot of weight with it, and I gained a lot of weight with it, and I just don't want to gain more. I know that's a selfish reason, but I don't know what to do about it. But today doesn't seem to be too bad. I'm not screaming or doing any loud noises, and my jaw hurts a bit from all the opening in my mouth, and I got this one where I go like this, and it really hurts your jaw when you do it. Go figuring. And I was telling my brother, I was like, there's one where I grin really big, and he said, well, just, so then we're talking later, and he says, just smile through it. And I'm like, that's my tic, you idiot. He's like, oh yeah, sorry. I'm like, I guess you don't want to smile. It was kind of funny, but my brother always cheers me up, and my dad was great. I called him once when I was having a really rough time, and he just calmed me through it, and it was really great. And I love my family. They're very supportive, and yeah. Anyways, I know not everybody has a supportive family when it comes to illness, and I feel really bad for those of you who have to go through things like Tourette's or other diseases or disorders without a close family, because it's so important to me. But anyways, other news: Ryan and Bev are enjoying their honeymoon. They're still in. They've spent a week in Fiji, and then they went to New Zealand, I think, and they just went for a day trip to Australia the other day. And I know this because they post things on Facebook, so so they're enjoying it. And Bev really wants to bring a koala bear home, but yeah, they're enjoying themselves, so that's good. And talked to Kendra the other day. I talk to her every week or so, like I said, and we have a lot of fun talking, so that's really good. I'm babysitting tomorrow morning at, like, I have to get up at like 4 o'clock in the morning because I got to be there at like 5:30 for a couple hours before school, before daycare. So I'll be looking after the 3 kids, the 2 that I look after normally, and then their little sister. I have to get her ready for daycare, so that'll be fun. I enjoy that. So, but getting up early is really hard for me these days. I've been, like, usually I wake up at 4 or 5 and I get up. Lately, I've been sleeping into like 8, which is weird, because it's just not me. It's weird. But I've been really tired lately. The weather, when it gets hot, I get really tired, so, yeah, it's pretty hot. Oh, I'm getting an air conditioner. Yeah, I've been promised an air conditioner for like 6 or 7 years now, and I'm finally getting one, so my manager said, yeah, he bought one for me, and he's going to install it this week or next week, so I'm excited about that. Finally getting one. I had to complain to my landlord a few times, but finally getting one. Because everyone else in this apartment building has an air conditioner, and there's only a couple that don't, me being one of them. And my landlord kept telling my manager, no, she already has an air conditioner. I'm like, no, I don't. Like, I don't know where he gets that from, but finally got one. So I'm going to get it installed soon. That'll be nice because it gets super hot in this apartment. And what else is going on? Haven't been knitting and crocheting a lot. I started a blanket for Ange's oldest son, my friend Ange, and I'm making a red granny square, continuous granny square blanket for him. His favorite color is red, so. And what else have I been working? Oh, I've been working on squares for my dad's blanket. Working on that, I've got 3 or 4 done. I'll have to do an update on what I did later on. I'll show you the squares. They're like way over there, so. The summer romance book bingo started on June 1st, and on May 31st, I stayed up till midnight for June 1st and started reading at exactly midnight because I was so excited. And I read a whole chapter, and then I went to bed. So, but I did technically start at midnight, so. And I'm reading a couple books, or I think 4 books right now. I couldn't decide what book to read, so I'm reading 4 different books. But haven't finished any yet, and it's like the 5th of June already, and I haven't finished any yet. So this is not looking good, people, but I'm gonna try to read the 50 books. If you haven't seen my TBR for June for the book bingo, you might want to go back and check that out. It explains what I'm doing for it. So the Summer Romance Book Bingo is a readathon done by Sarah, and her channel is Steeped in Books, and it's co-hosted by a lot of other people. I know one is Elizabeth from Lizzie Faye Loves Books, who just subscribed to my channel. Thank you very much. I'm excited to have you aboard. And she's one of my favorite booktubers, and to have her subscribe is just like, yay! I feel like I made it now, because Elizabeth subscribed to me. Anyways. And then some of the other, what do you call them? Co-hosts of the, I don't know why I did that. Co-host of the readathon is our, what's her name? I just started following her and watching her channel. The Queen Romance of Books. I can't remember her channel name. Romance Queen of Books, Queen of Romance. I don't remember, but she's pretty cool. I like her, and so you might want to check her out. I'll have to list below what her channel is. I'll try and link it. I don't know if my links are working or not when I link them, but hopefully they work. And if they do, I will link Lizzie Faye's book channel as well. Romance Queen of Books, I think, is what her channel is. And there's a few other people who are co-hosting. I can't remember their names or who they are, but I watched them all. So if you go on my subscriptions to the channels part on my, how come I can't talk? Words are hard today, people. It's too early in the morning. It's only 10:30. That's my excuse. Okay, if you go on my page, on my channel, it'll say channels. Click on that, and it'll show you all of my, 350 channels that I'm subscribed to. Yeah, I'm a little bit obsessed. I subscribe to every channel because I don't want to hurt everybody's feelings. So, if I watch one video of theirs, I'll subscribe to it because I feel like I should. I don't always watch them all, but I watch most of them. I spend a lot of time on YouTube. So, anyways, so if you go and check that out, you'll find a lot of different channels. I have knitting and crochet channels. I have loom knitting channels. I have tutorials. I have AuthorTube channels and lots of BookTube channels. Lots of BookTube and AuthorTube channels. And, yeah, so if you want to check out some of those channels, go right ahead. Sorry, ticks. Take a drink. Oh, and I was just thinking authoring. So, as you know from before I was trying to write a YA fantasy, I realized that it's just not the genre for me to write. I did plan out a whole book, and I'm keeping the outline and possibly writing it later on. I really want to write it. I just don't feel like I'm up to par right now in writing it. So I talked to a writer friend of mine. Sorry. And, oh my goodness, sorry. And we kind of realized that the genre I'm the best at writing is kind of sad, emotional, women's fiction type books. They're not the kind I particularly enjoy reading all the time. I do enjoy reading them, but not all the time. I usually read mysteries or romance. But I can't write a mystery. I tried writing a mystery. I don't have I just can't do it. So, I decided to write a woman's fiction, and I am planning it out right now on onestopforwriters.com, and also using the Save the Cat Writes a Novel book to help planning it out. And it's going to be a woman's fiction. It's going to have a lot of emotions. It's basically, I'm calling it Project Mother-Daughter, mother/daughter. And it's basically a look at a mother and daughter relationship. My mom was very important to me. She still is. She passed away this month. It'll be 10 years, June 24th. It'll be 10 years ago. And she was very, she was my best friend in all ways. And she could be a mother when she had to be. She was a disciplinarian. She was the sound of reason, but she could also be my best friend in a way of someone listening to me and not criticizing me, and just listening and being there for me. She stood up for me a lot when it came to my health problems, against doctors and against principals and teachers and psychiatrists and a lot of people who basically told her and me that I was crazy. And she defended me and stood up for me, and she loved me. And I miss her a lot. I'm not gonna cry. I do miss her a lot, and right now with the Tourette's being bad, I miss her a little bit more, because she was always my rock, and I don't know how I got talking about my mom, but anyways, oh, I know, because the story is a mother-daughter relationship, so I wanted to write something that was kind of a tribute to my mom, but I didn't want to write my life story, because it would be too hard for me to write about Tourette's and about all my problems. Someday I would like to write a fiction book based on my life, but right now I can't do it. I'm not at the right mind place to do it. So I'm writing a book about, I'm planning out a book. Today I'll be planning it out, about a mother-daughter relationship and going through their lives. And, think Gilmore Girls type thing. And being that Gilmore is my last name, that kind of makes it perfect. But it's not going to be it's not going to be a rewrite of Gilmore Girls, but it's going to have a lot of the same type of things. Not a lot, but the same kind of relationship between Rory and Lorelai is basically going to be the same kind of relationship between the two characters in my book. But there's going to be a lot of things in the book that I have in my head right now that I have to write down that didn't happen on Gilmore Girls. So it's not a copy of it. It's going to be quite different. But I'm going to enjoy writing it. It's going to be a kind of a faith-based book, a Christian book. I think at the end, near the end, there'll be a little bit of Christianity in it. I don't think they'll be Christian. I'm not sure yet. I don't think they're going to be Christians in the beginning, but later on they will become them, and it'll be kind of like they'll realize that God helped them through it all. So yeah, it is going to have a bit of faith in it. Not preaching, it's not going to have like preaching or anything, but it's just going to have a little bit of God in it, because God is important in my life, and I want him to be important in my books too. So I am enjoying thinking about that book, and I'm going to write it down in the onestopforwriters.com, which is an outlining website, which I love, absolutely love. It's $9 a month USD, so it's like $12 Canadian, 12 something, and I'm really enjoying it, using it, and so I like it. It really helped me out a lot with planning out my fantasy story. Even though I never wrote it, I still have the outline. So yeah, someday I'll write it. Right now, I'm just going to write my woman's fiction book. So I'm going to be writing it for July for Camp NaNoWriMo, which in Camp NaNoWriMo is National Novel Writing Month, and Camp NaNoWriMo happens in July, in April and July. And then the real NaNoWriMo, where you have to write 50,000 words to win, happens in November. In Camp NaNoWriMo, you can set your own goals. I registered for Camp NaNoWriMo yesterday, and my goal is 40,000 words. But it might change, because with Camp NaNoWriMo, you can change your goals. Woo! So you can make yourself win at the end. I mean, I know it's cheating, but you can change your goal at the end so that you win. I know it's cheating, but I love it. So my ultimate goal is 40,000 words in the month of July, but I don't know if I'll get that done, because last time I tried, I got like 9,050 or something like that. So, but I'm determined to write a book. I mean, I wanted to be an author all my life, and I find the last few days with my Tourette being bad, I've been very depressed, and I felt like I'm never going to write a book. It's never going to happen. I might as well just give up. But then I kind of prayed about it, and I was like, God, this is my real dream. This is what I want to do with my life. And I really want to do it. So I kind of talked to God about it, and I kind of realized that I think it's going to take a lot of work. And my fingers get really sore from typing and knit, and I have to be able to knit as well. So I won't be able to write every day, but I can't write with a pen. It hurts my hand too much, my wrist, and my fingers, and it's hard to type because of my fingers. And, I mean, if it was just typing, it'd be no problem, but I also knit and crochet, and so that alone hurts my fingers, and then add the writing onto it. Even just reading, holding a book hurts my hands, so, it's going to take a lot of work, but I'm going to do it. I really am. I want to write a book, and I want to push through it. I want to do it. I'm in a cabin this year with my writer friend who started it, and the cabin is called Gonna Do It. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do it. So I'm really excited, nervous as all get out. I'm scared, but I want to do it. So I'm gonna write a book. It's may take me another few years, but I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna enjoy doing it. I'm gonna not try not to feel pressured to do it. It's not something that I have to do. It's something I want to do and feel like it's my calling, but it's not something that has to be done by a certain time. It's not a deadline, so, yeah, I want to write a book. I want to someday go into someone's house and see, like a stranger's house, and go in and see the book spine on their shelf with my name on it and look at it and go, ooh, you've got my book. That'd be so cool. Or go into a library and see my book. Wouldn't that be perfect? Or like a bookshop, or, oh, I would love it. So, anyways, I've been chatting for 25 minutes already. I think what I'm going to do is watch some YouTube and knit for a while. Oh, I do want to talk a bit about depression as well. I know a lot of people go through depression. I think a lot of creatives go through depression. So I don't know what it is about people who are creative. They often have a little bit of depression. And I've been going through a little bit of it. Not a lot, but a little bit. And I had a friend once tell me to just get out and do stuff. Well, that's not going to help because, yeah, I might be happy for an hour, but the depression doesn't go away. And I really hate it when people say, just do something that makes you happy. Well, depression is a medical thing. It's not something that you can't be cheered up. You know, like, and I even had counselors say that to me that are supposed to be specialists in depression. And they're like, what can you do to make yourself happy? Well, I could get over depression. That would help. But, I mean, I figure the only way to get over depression is with medicine, with medical help, medication that kind of works the brain. I don't really think you can cheer yourself out of it or do something to make you stop thinking about it because depression doesn't work that way. So I'm just saying, if you get depressed, and I'm not talking about being sad and feeling out and of it and just feeling down. I mean medically depressed, where you don't see a reason for living and you don't know what to do and you're frustrated. Go to your doctor. Don't be ashamed to go to your doctor and get medication for it. There's nothing to be ashamed of in that. Depression and anxiety and panic is what I deal with, and ADHD. And all of it, I mean, it's like any other disease. It's a brain disease. It's like as if my diabetes, you wouldn't tell me not to have insulin because I would die. Well, it's the same as if you don't give me medication for my depression or anxiety. Mentally, I'm going to die. And maybe even physically if I kill myself. So, I mean, I don't think I'd kill myself, but you know what I mean? Some people, it does go that far. And it's just, if you need help, go for it. Get some help. It's worth it. It's just 1 or 2 or 3 pills a day. It's no big deal. It's just pop a pill and you'll feel better and it'll be worth it. And don't feel like you have to go off of your pills, because I know a lot of people, they feel better with the medication, so they go off of their meds. And then they go a downhill turn again and they wonder why. Well, for goodness sakes, the reason why you feel better is because you're on your medication. So stay on your medication. I hate it. Sorry. I really don't like it when people try to, or even doctors try and get you to go off of your medication. Like, the reason why I'm feeling better is because I'm on medication. Can't they get that through their head? I had a doctor tell me I don't have Tourette syndrome because he had seen me for 10 minutes and I didn't do a tick in that 10 minutes. And he says, well, how come you're not doing any ticks? I'm like, because I'm on medication. That's why I'm not doing any ticks. Like, if you want to see how bad it is, take me off my medication. And he tried to take me off my medication. I'm like, no, I wasn't serious. I don't want to go back to the way I was. Like, for goodness sakes. Strange guy. But anyways, doctors try to get you off the medication that helps you. I don't understand this. Like, they wouldn't try to get me off the insulin, but they try to get me off depression and anxiety and Tourette's meds. I don't understand that. But anyways, that's just a rant. Sorry. I don't have the best view on doctors these days. So, my apologies if you are a doctor. I know a lot of great doctors and everything. It's just they're not in Merritt where I live. I do have a good doctor right now, actually, but he's not around very often, so I have to go to the people that cover for him, and I don't have a good history with a lot of the doctors that cover for him. So I won't get into that. I'm sorry. I'm just ranting on about doctors. Sorry. Anyways, I'm just knitting, and I'm going to continue knitting, watch some YouTube, and upload this video. It's kind of a ranty, kind of badly video. I apologize. It's just a life update. I will be doing more videos on bookish things and writing things and knitting and crocheting. I was going to say crocheting coming up soon, but I just haven't felt like doing them recently because of my tics. So, hopefully this will bring back the confidence. Okay, God bless you and all you do. Bye, guys.